Call me Martin. I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Things a boy shouldn't see. I was like any other kid. I didn't believe in the boogeyman. Then the world woke up to a nightmare.
Welcome to Stake Land, kid. Get your boots on, your guns ready. We're gonna put some distance between us and this place.
We were on our own now, traveling through a ruined land. We live by his rules or we die. Or worse, we die and we come back.
How many of those things have you killed?
Not enough.
Like Mr. says, live free or die trying.
Keep your weapons close and ready.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna kill that thing.
Go with God.
Lock the door. How many of them things out there?
One, but she's really pissed off.
Oh, there we go. Now it's just
yeah,
a
all right.
recording in progress.
Yeah. So
Wait, do we still have to ask our significant others? I thought it was just assumed.
Yeah, I think so. That's what keeps them there every year. I think it's
just because I just hit record, but Hackstab Slash, we're shooting the shit real quick. We're talking about how our first episode is probably coming out on Valentine's Day, and do we ask our significant others to still be our Valentines? I mean, I've been with mine for 10 years. Justin?
Longer than that.
12 years over here.
57
it's been a while.
years!
Yeah, it's been a while. 15, 20?
Hey,
15?
Dad.
Waterboy?
Yeah, 12 years.
12 years.
Long
Justin,
time.
have you asked your significant other? This is like a hot topic. Like,
Is it really?
Yeah. Like recently. I've never heard of it before, but recently, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought it was just like assumed, but I mean, I should
Never assume.
I should probably step up my romance game. So maybe after this episode, I'll go ask her.
Waterboy?
I have never asked that.
No?
I gotta, yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
need to step up your games.
Oh shit! Oh, look at that! Oh my goodness, that is
I
beautiful.
mean, it's pretty much washed off because I did just get out of the shower. But on my titties, it says yes and no. And I made her read my belly and then slap my tit, and she said yes.
Well,
So
that's-
Valentine's Day.
I've never had that foreplay before, but I mean, it
I have
seems
absolutely
interesting.
no clue what is going on right now. That was
No.
unexpected, but let's go. Okay.
All right,
Good for
let's
you.
go.
Congrats.
Let's go. I figured we'd,
I don't know if I should show my nipple.
Let's just all keep our shirt. Let's keep our clothes on.
I got a feeling that we're not going to be able to see Water Boys. We should save that for like a Teen Wolf episode.
Should I? Yeah.
Harry
Yeah.
Fox.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
Yes.
holy.
He's got a
It's-
whole
it's-
sweater under there.
it's
Yeah,
a
keep
lot.
your shirt on, please.
Austin
He was
Powers.
the only one that was warm yesterday out delivering mail.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Sub-Zero
I
weather.
was wearing a t-shirt. I didn't need anything else.
Yeah, you can take your shirt off when we do like Werewolf Week or something.
Oh, Jesus. All right, let's jump into it, Justin. I'll let you take point.
All right, here we go. All
Start
right,
it
welcome
off.
back, Hackstab Slash. The movie today we are doing is Stakeland 2010. I picked this movie. I wanted to rewatch it. It's directed by Jim Mickle, starring Nick DeMisi, Connor Palo, Daniel Harris, and Kelly McGillis. Just give you my quick pre-movie thoughts. A couple years ago, this was on Sci-Fi Channel. And you know, when you put a movie on in the background, and I missed the beginning. I never even saw the beginning. I started watching it and I got sucked into it, and I really, really liked it. And even though it felt like very dreadful and everything, I got sucked in, and I always wanted to rewatch it so I can see the beginning. You guys have any thoughts? Like, what did you guys know about this movie going into it?
I knew. Go ahead, Waterboy.
Yeah, pretty much. Same as you, Sean. I absolutely nothing about this movie at all.
I knew absolutely zero. I jumped right into it. I just hit play. I didn't even read the
Yep.
synopsis, nothing like
Good.
that. And
Awesome.
I was pumped when the movie started. Like
Yeah.
that was a great opening, especially for like a low budget IFC film.
Yep. Awesome opening. Yeah. So let's talk. All right. So in the beginning, really fast, like let's just talk. Like right away, we meet the two main characters. You see them right away. We got Martin and Mister. They're in a car driving. You hear the narration of Martin saying he's seen things that you can't even believe, and you see Mister turn around and like shoot at the trunk, and something's moving in the trunk. And then you hear Martin say, "Let's start things from the beginning." And they show you the beginning. And like Sean said, holy hell,
Yeah,
what a
holy
beginning
shit.
scene. Yeah, whole like,
Flashback right to where
oh,
he was literally looking for his I believe it was his dog outside.
his dog
Martin
ran away.
was,
Yep.
and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. And
Yeah, you see
pretty
him,
sure what
his family. Clearly, like the epidemic is already broken out.
yeah.
Yep.
Like his dad working on the car, the mom going, holding the baby. Maybe we should wait until the morning. And then the fucking dog takes off.
Yep.
Oh,
And it's just the setting. It's
That was a bloody scene.
absolutely pouring out, and you see Martin, he ran after the dog, and all of a sudden, like you said, you just hear screaming from there. Martin turns around as he gets to run back. All of a sudden, you see Mister out of nowhere. He just jumps right on him and basically says, like, just here's a gun, like, don't kill me. If you want to live, you'll do exactly what I do. And then they go back in the garage and see what's left of his family. We'll say that.
Full Terminator.
Yeah, dude, they got mom dead, dad's hanging on by a thread.
Yep.
This scene really grossed me out, and I wish they had a bigger budget, because when you get the vampire in the top corner and the light like leans up to him and you see him holding the baby eating it, and he just drops it like, oh, I'm done with my snack now.
Yeah.
Time for an entree. I was so fucking grossed out by it, but you could tell it was a fake baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost, thank God, I don't want to see anything with like real babies. So like what you said, like
No, we
the
won't
scene-
have
it's-
to, because we got rid of that movie.
The more realistic it would have been, I think it would have hit home a lot harder for all three of us being
Oh,
parents.
100%. I would have been
Oh my
devastated. I mean, it's already a bleak movie, but yeah, if you saw like a real baby fall, like, oh my God.
Mm.
But then anyway, like they
They could have
Martin
dropped
and
a
Miss
midget.
I missed that, but
I said they could have dropped a midget.
oh my God. Just random, like a midget just falls, like
Could
a
you picture
stuffed
just,
double of
like,
a baby.
Throwing it back to like our teenage years, we see like Big Phil in the corner and he's holding Wee Man eating a snack and he drops it, hits the ground, and you just hear, "I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome
Oh
to
my
the
God.
podcast."
That would have been quite the way to start it.
All right, let's
Jeez.
get
All
back.
right, so anyway, all right, yes. All right, so moving along, so whatever. So like you see Martin and Mister kill the vampire, and just the dad's hanging on. They have to kill the dad. He says
Put him
basically
down.
like tells them to protect Martin, and then
Takes him
Yeah,
in as
so
his
that-
own, pretty much.
yeah, and then right away we'll cut to the next. So you see Martin wake up like in a car, and the next few scenes is almost like a montage of him and Mister now, and he's training Martin, kind of like a Mr. Miyagi kind of thing going on there. You see him
My
practicing.
thoughts exactly.
Is it really? Yeah, that's
Yeah, I have
you
that in
really
my
see-
notes when they
Yeah.
were doing like the Steak Land intro
Yeah.
and see him like in the sunset doing all these.
Yup.
I was like, "Wax on, Daniel-san."
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you literally see it. You see him training and everything, and you hear them talking about how they're driving north and they want to go to a place called New Eden, I believe is the
Yep.
town. New
That's
Eden
right,
is
New
where
Eden.
they're heading.
Yeah.
Yep. And through the next few scenes, you see them driving, and you hear more narration of Martin, and it's basically talking about what's going on in the world, how the cities got ravished really hard, and how it's hit by the plague, and it's like it's pretty much a vampire pandemic. And he said he said a cool line. He said it's like what do you say? The vampire pandemic brought death, and death came with teeth. And you just see more vampires running around and everything, and you see them driving on to a lockdown town. And they get to the first lockdown town there, and it's pretty cool. You see, there's towns locked down. He gets a haircut there. They go to I think there's like a bar there. They see a doctor there. Go ahead.
Oh, and I was gonna say the shopkeeper that basically lets them, get whatever they want. I
Yep.
gotta say, probably one of the worst actors I've ever seen in a movie.
Oh, what, the kid in the store and the kid in the store?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
So I know you said that was one of the worst scenes, but can we stop real quick and talk about like the opening title scene and how badass it was while he was giving that narration. To see what it looked like a teenage vampire dig his teeth into a victim, and then look up and lick the blood off the window.
And like, oh yeah, yes, when he's literally when he's narrating
yeah.
narrating that when he says blood has come with teeth, that was cool.
That was good.
So cool.
Licks it right off the glass right there.
And then just one more quick nitpick, and
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll stop. All right, so right after that, we see those this is the most set up fake scene I've ever seen in a movie to date. We see side by side the Goodwill clothing recycling bins, and there's not one black trash bag of clothes out those bins.
just sticking out. Bags all over the floor.
I don't know if you guys ever drive by those, but there's always just a mountain of shit.
Just somebody's mattress and couch.
Oh yeah. No, I know what you mean. I recycle. I do that a lot. I go drop stuff off, and it's just a mess.
I do, and those were the cleanest, most well-kept ones I've ever seen in my life.
God.
Good point. I actually missed that. Very observant, Sean. That's a great thing to notice during the movie.
All right, Justin, keep going. My bad.
All right, no, it's all good. All right, so like I said, after they pretty much they leave that town, kid at the store tells them basically warns Martin he met someone that came from north and there's nothing up there. Tells him to basically be aware of the cannibals. Martin's like, fuck them cannibals, and him and Mr. they carry on. Let's go north. So there you go, nice background vocals. So then we see him driving on, continuing, and then we see a nun run across the street, two young guys chasing after her. Mr. just gets right out of there and he just kills those guys.
He just throws Jesus right at that guy's back.
Yeah, throws across, spikes one of them, gets the other one, just cuts the throat, and then that guy kills instantly. The other guy, you can tell he's suffering, he's gonna die. Completely messes it up. So we meet the woman and they just call her sister. Obviously she's a nun, so
sister.
Now when those two dudes took off, did either one of you guys, when he threw that cross, immediately think of like that boomerang with teeth from Jeepers Creepers?
Oh yeah, that boomerang thing's sick.
A little bit. Now that you say that. Oh yeah.
I also feel like when the nun sprinted out, I was like, this is a setup, don't stop.
Yeah. Oh, I 100%. When I first saw that, I was
exactly
like, oh, like they're in trouble. 100%.
I'm like, they're gonna steal their shit. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I figured no more car, no nothing. It's on foot from here, but
like Zombieland.
That's not what happened.
So anyway, so now we have sister. So now we got 3 of them. They're continuing north. We get a few more montage scenes coming up. See them kill another vampire. They set some traps as they're stopped at a house, and then we see them going into what looks like a church setting. And when they pull up, what was that? A church? Or what was?
I mean, it looked more like a little hotel, but I mean, even in the apocalypse, they still have the same shitty hotel.
Yeah, it looked like a motel, kind of like one of those places where you can like either rent a room for a night or like a week or a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like one of those like live-in motels.
Yeah. So as they're driving on, they hear a baby crying as they get to whatever that place is. And you all of a sudden they're at this place and they're walking and you see a bunch of people all in chairs and they look like they're all dead with their cups next to them, like they drank something and killed themselves. Yeah. And they walk up to the cradle and they look in it and they pull the thing off and it's a fake baby. And you hear there's a tape playing the crying, and then every single person stands up and they all have guns on them. And I'm sure when this scene, I mean, this is clearly a what is that, the Jonestown Massacre?
Yeah, Jim Jones, the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, that clearly looked like a scene inspired by that right there.
The only thing that like pissed me off with that scene, and I kept thinking as the scene went on, was there's no traces of Kool-Aid in any one of those cups.
Yeah,
it was just like empty, clean cups everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you actually like walk by, like, I mean, they probably, I mean, these guys are so alert. You probably would have thought they know that they're all not dead. Yeah. But anyway, so we look past that, and like I said, all of a sudden we turn around and they're completely captured, and we meet the Brotherhood, and they are like a militia of like crazed religious fanatics, and they suck. They basically they think like the vampire plague is like doing God's work or something. Waterboy, you got something to say?
It's pretty much the vampire KKK. That's
there you go.
Just because you call yourself Jedediah.
I know, right?
You know, good old Jedediah.
My born again Christian name was not good enough for me, and now that the vampire apocalypse is here, I dub thee Jedediah.
I know, like, oh man, what a name for the leader
That's
of the
like the
Brotherhood
same
there.
godly guy that was like in the Mist movie with the lady who was just all about Jesus and get everybody
Yeah.
killed.
Yep.
Like that's just fucking nonsense. Like,
Yep.
and that stuff's actually gonna happen. Like, if we ever have a real apocalypse, like that shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stay away from any
100%.
religious fanatic.
Right.
Or can I just say, like in the backtrack to that one of the back scenes and just how he was like fishing for a vampire?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
when
that
they set
string out
traps.
there.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
that was pretty cool.
5-finger discount, no strings attached.
Yep. We meet Jebediah and we find out that one of those two rapists, the young kids that was chasing sister, was Jebediah's son. So clearly he's not too happy that that Mister killed him. He says how he suffered for like 3 hours and then he got killed. So they're all captured and we see them drive off with them. And he basically leaves Mister out in the middle of the night, throws him a torch. I think there's like 4 vampires around him, throws him a torch. He's handcuffed, basically says like, good luck, and they drive away.
Flame burn out.
What was that?
So he said, "Don't let the flame burn out."
Yeah, don't let the flame burn out. They drive away, and you see Mister start fighting with them. You see him get his handcuffs off, and then it basically, you don't see much anything more. I think it cuts back to the Brotherhood
Martin.
camp. Yeah, back to Martin and Sister, and they're talking there. Basically, you could tell he tells Martin to go get water or something to do something, and he basically tells Martin like, you can run, but there's nothing out there but vamps. And you see Martin look at Sister and she kind of like gives him the nod like, you just go. So you see Martin he takes off, and then you basically see Sister being brought into the tent by Jebediah, and we see Martin run through the woods. He's running, he's trying to get away from these vampires, and he makes it all the way back to the car. Pretty badass. And all of a sudden, he hears some breathing, and all of a sudden, he turns. You see a vampire, and he has his spear, his stake. This vampire is running at him so fast. He's holding his ground. He's like, bitch, I'm not going nowhere. Come at me. And all of a sudden, right out of the trunk opens. There's Mister. Mister grabs him, pulls him in, and we have an epic vampire car fight scene. Anything you want to add to the scene, or you want me to keep going?
Oh, that scene was awesome, especially like he backed over her and then ran her over, and she was still stuck to the car, and then he's driving and then hits her off the fucking tree. No, can't forget that he stabbed her in the eye as well.
That was a nice eye gouging as well.
It was a wonderful scene. Again, like I didn't mention this earlier, but I told Justin off screen. Like, dude, the kills in this movie, phenomenal. The practical effects, dude, on point. The only thing I don't like is the CGI blood spatter.
Yeah.
And you could see it in this scene.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, so then basically after that, the journey continues, and they are on to the next lockdown town when they have to stop. They stop at this next town, and it's got the same thing. It's a checkpoint. They got a bar in there. We meet someone. They have some drinks. There's dancing. In the corner, you hear Belle. We meet Belle. She is singing in the corner in the pines, and we find out she is pregnant. She basically
Mars' baby.
Just one little quick point. It looks like they use the teeth as currency as well.
No, that's
and it reminded me of how they were using dirt in Waterworld as like a currency.
Yeah, they love when he pulls out those teeth and trains him. He gets them all the drinks and everything.
Look at these things.
Yep. We see Mister dancing with the woman. We see him having a good time. And then they are on back to New Eden. But before they go, we see Belle. She is hitchhiking. And they stop. And we are introduced to Belle, who, like we said, she's pregnant. She wants to get to New Eden. And before the baby comes out.
She needs help because she is not getting child support right now. That's...
You guys act like Michael Myers files fucking W-2s.
Right? No, it's tough times out there to be pregnant and with a vampire pandemic. So
it's pretty bad.
And do we want to talk about who Belle is now, or just keep moving around? Or
we could talk about Belle.
We could talk.
My all-time favorite scream queen.
Yeah, enter Danielle Harris to the movie. Let's go, scream queen.
Been in so many horror movies.
Yep.
Horror legend.
Awesome to see her again. Like that was like I was very unexpected the first time I watched it when all of a sudden she just comes into it.
Yeah.
And one of the ones I saw like not even too long ago, See No Evil. Yeah.
I own that on DVD, but I've never seen it. I just bought it because it was like $3.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now we have what, the 4 of them now. So now the journey continues. Onward they go, and you see them stop at a house to rest. They just eat, they chill. Martin's looking around in the house. They see a bunch of different stuff, but nothing too crazy. They dumps a few bodies out there.
Casually reading a newspaper like the news has changed.
Read some newspapers. There's knitting. They're all having a good time, just chilling.
Netflix and chill, then you might as well Boston Herald and chill.
Exactly. Next best thing. He goes up to the attic and he sees a girl, pretty creepy scene, a young girl, and we find out she is a scamp, which is what they call kid vampires.
Damn.
Yep, you got to watch out for those scamps. And you see he's pretty shaken up when he has to help Mr. Killer, and it follows it down, and he's basically says how like that probably could have been him if it wasn't for Mr. Anything else of that scene you want, or I'm just gonna keep moving on?
It was kind of weird. She had like her own, like still had her human personality.
Yes.
And sort of foreshadows too what's going to happen later on in the movie.
Yep. Yeah, scamps are wired a little different.
I was fully expecting her to like wake up and like be in transition or have like just been bitten and slowly dying.
Yeah.
Not full blown like, here's my teeth, I'm gonna fucking crazy crawl out of this little cabin thing that
that freaked me out for a second. I had a feeling that was coming though. So
yeah, no, that was very creepy.
She did almost have like human like traits though, because she didn't attack right away.
No, it was weird. She literally like woke up, her headlight turned, and like that was messed up. Like clearly, scamps are slightly different than just the normal vamps.
Come on, scamp.
She, like didn't she like reach out and like gently touch his fingers?
Yeah, pretty sure she like reached out. Yeah. She like twisted her head and like reached out to him. It was pretty creepy. Anyway, so yeah, they bail out there. Let's keep moving on. They keep going. They're moving on. We're moving on like them. And we come to a scene. They're driving. We see a Santa vampire and like a porta potty. And they stop and they kill Santa. I believe they shoot him I think Martin gets him with an arrow. And then you hear something in the porta potty, and Willie comes out of that. They rescue Willie. We find out Willie is a Marine that the Brotherhood left in the porta potty for the vampires.
Vampire.
And then, yep, right, fucking Brotherhood. And then, so now we got 5 of them, and we learned some more important stuff from Willie. Willie's basically talking about a backstory. He was a Marine. He says the troops were called back from the Middle East. He says the Middle East is nothing but vampires. He mentions that the president is dead. He says all the troops are trying to help people, but it basically got too crazy. All the troops left to help their own family, so there's pretty much no more military. He talked about the Brotherhood. He says how half the problem is the Brotherhood screwing up the whole country. They're ramming barricades. He said they crashed like planes and helicopters and like dropped vamps into the lockdown towns. So you learn a lot of backstory. Really good stuff here from Willie. Anything you want to add?
My sense of humor / sick personality. I was secretly hoping that when Willie and they like busted out of the porta potty, that he was in like a head to toe elf gear with like bells and whistles on him.
Oh my god,
that would have been perfect.
Like, that would imagine if he like just broke out and all you hear was ting 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 ting
just
ting.
Oh my god, that would have been something. That would definitely have been something right there.
But I'm glad they didn't know, because this movie really isn't like comedy.
No, that's the thing. The setting. This is like, I don't know, the feel of the whole movie. Like, I don't know. I'll talk more about the feel after when we get to that part.
So they duck in a car hiding from the Brotherhood, and they trick the Brotherhood. They knock one of the guys out, and they stole their uniforms. And the leader, what was it?
Jebediah.
Jebediah.
Hold on, we got to turn the page here.
Yeah, so basically,
it's like it's a hockey talent dance.
Are you talking about where first when they ambush Jebediah and they ambush him, they dress up like the Brotherhood, and they actually tie them to the tree. They cut him. They leave him for bait, and then they drive off, and then they're gonna hit up this next town.
Yeah, the way they left Jebediah, dude, I fucking love that so much.
So cool, so cool.
Like, I'm not gonna give you the human decency of me putting you down like the piece of shit you are.
Yep.
You're gonna let your self-proclaimed vampires do that for you.
Oh yeah. Badass. I cut him in the back and just basically like, good luck, peace out, and they are driving on.
And you could see in his eyes he was definitely scared a little bit there while he was chanting.
Oh yeah, very, very scared. Okay, so yeah, basically, so the journey continues. Let's go find New Eden. But they come to a big checkpoint. It is called Strivington, and they are checked in there. This town looks awesome, well, for the time. And there's fun. They're dancing. They meet Sister. Sister's even there. Let's go. Like, times are great. Like, they're all having an awesome time. And you see in, like, the middle, all of a sudden, of the dancing, like, you hear something. You hear a helicopter, and all of a sudden, chaos, like a vampire just falls. Vampires. Yeah, it is raining vampires. Like, holy shit, there's like 4 or 5 vampires falling out. Just absolute chaos in the scene. People run around screaming. There is blood squirting everywhere. The 5 of them, they run inside a house. And anything else you want to add?
I'm just saying, dude, this scene, if we were in post-apocalyptic America and you had to fight for everything and you had like say we all just took up shelter in Middleborough and we had to fight Plymouth. Like, just for instance, guys, we're all from Mass, just in case you're wondering. So we're in Middleborough and we have to fight Plymouth. Obviously, ammunition, gunpowder, shit like that is going to be of a very small quantity. I think this is a smart as fuck tactical warfare that the Brotherhood uses in capturing vampires and then dumping them in these cities.
Ridiculous.
Like, what?
Crazy.
Like, I've seen so many movies with vampires, apocalypse. Like, I've never seen anything like that.
Dude, the scene was awesome. Like, it was like the movie is like a dark, bleak movie. Like, you have like a sense of dread, and all of a sudden, it was so cool to see them all having fun. Like, you just see sisters back. Like, they're all reunited. Like, you see little kids. Like, it's like such like fun for this movie, and then that just gets ruined. Like that. It's just chaos.
I think Waterboy was asking Jason Voorhees to be his Valentine. That's what.
Yeah, you okay? You okay?
I did
Is he
have
tapping
to
on the window?
You always have to ask for consent first.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So moving on. So basically, they survive that. In the morning, the guys, the town kind of wants them to stay. They say how they're going to rebuild, but they're on a mission. So they are off to New Eden again. They are driving off, 5 of them, and then all of a sudden, the radiator dies. So all of a sudden, shit, it is time to walk. So they basically just like Mr. is just relentless. Just get your stuff, we're going. And so they lead them off. They're going through the woods. You kind of just see like they haven't seen a vampire for like a week. You can tell like they're getting tired. It looks like it's getting cold out. And they come to a junkyard after being they go through the woods for like a week. They're in a junkyard. You see them setting the traps and everything so they know if the vampires are coming. And they're all resting. And all of a sudden, you see stuff moving around. You see the shadows going around, and they're all getting ready. And I don't even know how many vampires there were, but the vampires found them.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 easy. And you just hear him go, berserkers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, berserkers. And then all of a sudden, they're starting to fight, but then they realize, like, we got to friggin' move. So they run. So now we got this cornfield right there. So now we even got cornfield in this horror movie. Let's go. And they're all running through the cornfields, and you can tell like Sister's getting winded, and they're closing in, and you can see Sister kind of like almost stopping, and you see her go a different way than the rest of them. Like she runs right.
That was a good scene. She led them away from everybody.
She led them away. She bought them all time, and then you see her. She falls on her knees and she takes the gun out, and you see her looking up, and she's just like, "Forgive me, Father," and she puts the gun to her head and she takes care of herself.
You hear it echo through the fields.
Yeah,
guys, I'm just putting it out there. I'm the fat one in the group. Probably going to get winded first. If that happens ahead of me, I'll distract him, buy you guys a little bit of time.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Either that or I'm going to trip Waterboy and keep going.
Nah, I would already been at Eden.
You do move pretty fast.
Before we get into like the cornfields and the junkyards, I don't know about you guys, but I did get a tad bit emotional when they stop and they're talking to like what seems to be the leader of that town, and he's like, "Will you stay?" And he's like, "Oh, how many are dead?" And he goes, 11. And you can see the bite mark on him. And right then and there, you know that town's probably doomed if he's gonna try and stay around while he's infected. And then you see that little girl's legs poking out, the one that was.
God, yeah.
That fucking crushed me.
Yeah, this you feel things when you watch this movie. Like, it does a great job in sucking you into like the bleakness.
Yeah, definitely. It takes you on a ride.
Yeah, 100%. Like after this movie, I mean, we'll talk about more. I guess I'll hold off on that. But yeah, no, 100%. You feel things, and especially now after we just lost sister. But I mean, it's all business. Like you just got to save yourself. They keep moving on. It is down to 4 of them now. We got Belle, Willie, Mister, and Martin, and they are back just going on. It's just getting colder. You can see Belle's getting tired. She's slowing down. They find like a abandoned bus. I want to say it looks like a bus.
It looks like the front of the Jeepers Creepers truck.
Yeah, so they find the Creepers truck, and basically they go in there. They look everything out. They kind of just resting in there. They're kind of just gonna chill in there for a little bit. So you see them all resting in there. You see Willie go out to the bathroom. No big deal. You see him just go out and pee real fast, and then all of a sudden it just cuts to like Mr. like, wake up, grab your shit, get your guns, and they're Belle and Martin jolted awake, and they grab their guns, and Willie's missing. And it's like, oh, dear God, look, it's been too good. They haven't seen a vampire for a little bit, and now they are going out in the woods, and they are hunting for Willie. They are trying to find him. I believe they see his, bandana maybe first. They see his bandana.
I think is it a bandana or is it a piece of like the
They do see a piece of banana in the bush, and then they find a leaf that has the blood on it.
Right.
Yes, and then all of a sudden they're like looking at that, and I believe like maybe Belle had like blood drip on her.
Yeah, the blood drip on her head and shit.
Yeah, there's blood dripping on her head. They look up and just boom, they found Willie. Willie falls out from the tree, and holy crap, yeah, it looks like his heart's ripped out. He is all messed up. So no more Willie. We are down to 3. And you can see Mr. I mean, they're all, never mind, emotional. It's terrible. But you can see Mr. like something's different about this one. Like the vampire is smart. Like this thing tricked them. Like this thing brought like
it's toying with them pretty much.
It's toying with them now. They've never seen this before. So this is something new. Like how did this even happen? So yeah, so they're all very scared now. So like I said, it is down to 3 of them. But like I said, you got to move on to live. So the journey continues. The 3 of them now just keep going, and you can tell. I mean, Belle at this point, she's just super pregnant. Like she's getting slow. They're worried about what to do with her, and they make a fire. And the 3 of them, she's sleeping. They basically say like, just let her sleep. Like she needs rest, and they're talking about like what they're gonna do. And all of a sudden, you see like a shadow run, and like you hear something, and they both get up and what the hell was that? And then you see this thing fast. This thing is flying. And Mr. and Martin, they grab their guns, their stakes, they running after this. And after a couple of minutes, you right away realize, like, holy shit, they kind of just realize, like, where is this thing? And holy crap, we got to get back to the fire. And I think they already knew right then, like, what happened. They run back to the fire, and Belle is gone. Friggin' now we're missing Belle.
And they start to hear her screaming.
Yeah, so they realize they got to stop. So right away, like, they realized they were lured away. Now we got to search for Belle. This stuff is like just, oh
it's
man,
a heavy scene.
This
darker.
Yeah, this dark scene. Like this is already a dark, bleak movie, but like you really like Belle. Like I thought the acting in this movie was awesome. You feel for the character, so you get invested in the story. So now Belle is missing, and like Waterboy said up there, you hear screaming. It's crazy screams, and they're running up there to this place is where she is, and Martin's just running right in there, and Mrs. like, no, hold on, it's like a trap, and he's like, fuck it, I don't care, like we're finding Belle.
He's like, he's leading us. It's leading us, like it's making us make these choices.
Yeah, yep. And oh god, they run in there, and right, you see Belle, like she is all wrapped in, was that barbed wire? She's just all wrapped, like completely wrapped up in barbed wire, and you just see how crushed Martin is, and it missed her. But then all of a sudden you see Jebediah down right next to her, and he is like a super vampire now. Like Jebediah is right there, and
like
he
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, and then there's an epic battle. Like starts battling Mister. I mean, he grabs Mister, he throws him against the thing. I mean, he nails like right through his hand, both hands. Like
Mister is like crazy.
Yeah, crucify him.
Yeah, crucify. He is stuck like this. I mean, he is going for the kill, ready to kill. And then, thank God, Martin right from behind hits Jebediah, like stakes him through, and they push him all the way through, and they kill him. Oh man, that was a crazy battle fight, and Mister's all jacked up. But then they have to run to Belle, and oh God, like you see her again. And
yeah, she's gone.
She's gone.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but like she had a pretty decent baby bump.
Yeah,
like strung her up to bleed her out and wrapped her up in like it was like chicken wire with barbed wire.
So bad.
that bump was gone.
Yeah. It's almost
I mean, I don't know if
just use your imagination on what
Yeah.
he did.
wanted to lead us with our imagination, but I'm guessing he did something with that baby.
Yeah, no, I noticed that too, because the first thing you think, holy shit, like she's pregnant, like I can't believe that just happened. And you see, unfortunately, you see like Martin like right next to her, and you see that he's like stakes her in like the heart and just like puts her out of her misery, and like you see him like kiss her in the forehead.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he even hugs Mister after that, because just like
Oh,
you see
sure.
some.
He gives it like you
Right.
can tell. I don't think Mr. hugs him back.
No, he doesn't.
You could tell like just the way Mr. looked was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you could. But as this movie is, they have to keep going. Like it's they don't stop. Like onward journey. Like they're going to New Eden. You got to save yourself. Like
If
he
you
just-
stop moving and you stop trying in this movie, you're dead.
Yeah, no, crazy survival tale. But anyway, so let's just move on. And they keep going. They're on the way to New Eden. They are getting closer. They come to this place where all of a sudden you see like tons of vampires dead on the road, and they pretty sure they all have like arrows on them.
Arrows. Yeah.
Yeah, they stop. They get out of the truck, and also there's like a girl in the window with like a crossbow. Basically,
Mhm.
like, who are you?
Meet-
What's going on?
Daryl from The Walking Dead version.
Yeah, yeah, right. And I think they said her name was Peggy. I'm not 100% sure. I think they said her name was Peggy.
Yep,
You see
I'm pretty
her there
sure it was Peggy.
Yeah, you see her with a crossbow.
And
She lets them-
propane.
She lets them in. Basically, say it's like the last stop before the wilderness. So they're getting really, really close. They have a few drinks and everything, and then they show she shows Martin her setup. There's a cool little scene where they're like having target practice. You see her with like the crossbow shooting these vampires. Awesome aim. I think one of her vampires is like her boyfriend or something. She couldn't kill her ex-boyfriend or someone from high school or something.
Yeah.
So Martin runs out. He kills the vampire. You see right away the chemistry between Martin and Peggy is pretty good. They're hanging out. They're talking. Then you see them in bed. They're sleeping. And Mister's kind of just sitting there in like a chair, and he's just doing the Mister stuff. He's kind of just like looking at them, and just next you know, we cut to Martin waking up. He wakes up, just does his normal stuff. He looks up, looks around, and realizes Mister is gone.
And in one of those
he's
scenes,
looking around.
he was looking in the mirror at himself and just thinking, he doesn't want anything probably bad to happen to them, or he's just done fighting.
Yeah. And he goes out, Martin goes out to the truck, and he sees Mister's necklace, a little skull necklace, just like strung on the truck window right there. And it's kind of just an emotional scene. You just realize, wow, okay, so Mister is gone. So it is me. And like Sean said earlier, just like, you keep moving. Like, that's obviously wicked emotional for him, but next scene, all of a sudden, you see Peggy and Martin. They're loading up the truck, like just get in the truck, drive away. You zoom in, you see Mister's
sign.
necklace, skull right there, and they're driving, and all of a sudden, you see that beautiful sign: "Welcome to New Eden." Movie cut, boom, done. It's over.
I fucking loved it. Loved this movie.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
So,
it
what do
was-
you guys think?
You
All right,
want
someone talk for a second.
to
Uh,
first?
For like being scared or whatever, it's not rated too high. I don't think this movie was really made to really
No.
put fear into you or anything like that. It was just really hard with some of the scenes.
It's a horror movie that takes you on a journey.
Yeah.
Yes. And my favorite thing, so I love atmospheric horror. Like the movies that just like feel like you get driven in this. And for movies to work like that, you have to have like the backgrounds good, the music, but you also have to have strong acting. Like if these actors sucked, this movie would have been terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But you like really good acting. Like Mr. Guy, incredible. Martin, incredible. Even though I don't know if you guys are hockey fans or not. A few times I felt like he looked like young Sidney Crosby. I mean, did you guys see that at all? I don't know how much you guys know about Sidney Crosby, but a few times, but whatever. But really good. Loved. Even it was a bleak movie too. It's not like a movie I want to watch a million times now.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably good ever watching that again. But it's just like you said, it
It's-
pulls on you.
it's good.
It takes
It's a
you
good
for
first.
a ride.
Yeah. It's definitely
I mean-
no rewatchability to it, but definitely a good journey.
Yeah. Out of 10, Waterboy, what do you got? What do you rate this?
I would probably rate this. I wasn't too much of a huge fan. I mean, it did have its good parts. I'd probably give it a 6 or a 6.5. I'd say out of 10.
All right. Sean, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with 7. Just
Okay.
because, like, I like the atmosphere of the movie. I like the storyline and how it stays linear to itself. It
Yeah.
doesn't go in like 100 different directions. It's
Mhm.
got great antagonists in it. It's got great, like I said, with the war analogies and like the dropping of the bodies and stuff. I love that.
Yeah.
Shit. Very creative. The acting, like I said earlier, was great.
Yep.
Visual effects, amazing. Like just practical effects in general in this movie killed it for me. Definitely give it like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
The rewatchability, it's not a movie that I'm gonna seek out to
Yeah.
watch again.
Yes.
But if I'm like scrolling looking for something to watch, or if it's on, I'm gonna stop and watch it. It's an easy watch. It's one of those things where like you can, there's no background noise. If you're cleaning the house and you want to watch something good that you don't have to focus on too much,
Yeah.
this is the movie to do it. This is that movie where you can look at your phone 10 times and not really miss anything, because there's a lot of travel and
Yes.
a lot of fluff.
Yeah.
But good fluff.
Yeah. No. 100% good. Like I think it's like.
I know a lot of people hate on The Walking Dead because they're like, oh, here we are again, just walking
Yeah.
or walking. But they have a way of working it into the plot where you
Yeah.
feel like the walking parts and the traveling parts are 100% necessary.
100%. Oh man, I'm so glad you said it. I had that in my notes. Like I usually don't like. Usually in a movie, I'll be like, all right, wrap it up. Like let's go. Like where you taking us? But for this movie to pull off just like the bleakness and just like that, like you feel dread throughout the whole movie. You need those scenes of them walking when it gets cold, like just the driving, like the back roads, like it just them walking, feeling like the beat down, like 100%. And I'll just give my rating real fast. I would give this a 7.7 out of 10. That's what I got. You guys got any fun? Sorry,
I
what?
think it would have done really, like, how much they actually spent to make this movie, which I believe I have it right here. It was $625,000 to make this movie. That was the budget. And I mean, what they did with it, it was pretty awesome.
Crap.
I mean, if they would have had a lot more money thrown into this, I think it would have been a really good hit, especially with the story and everything like
Yeah,
that.
that's
It would've been
impressive.
awesome.
That was wow.
You could just tell like it's a low budget IFC film, and that's what I fucking love. I mean, right now you have A24 that's taken off in the film industry for like horror.
Yeah.
But back when like DVDs were all the rage, I used to go to like Walmart and shit, and I would grab IFC films that look good, or like the title.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It was straight up, dude, hit or miss. Like it was either one of the best low budget films you've ever seen, or just straight fucking hot garbage.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It's one or the other.
And this is on the better side of that.
Yep. You guys got any fun facts or anything about? You guys look up anything? You got any
They
fun facts?
did actually release a sequel to this movie on Sci-Fi in 2016 called Stakelander, which held most of the same exact cast as well as the first movie from the first movie.
Is Stakeland 2?
Yeah.
It was called the Stakelander.
Yeah, I
They
think it was
called-
like Stake.
Stakeland 2, the Stakeland?
Yeah, Stakeland 2, the Stakelander. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, they only made $7,000 in the first week when this movie came out. It was only played in one theater, and then they made another $8,000 on 5 screens. The movie only made $33,000,
Wow.
What?
and they still went and made a sequel to it.
There's, you know what I mean? There's got to be a way in the future for like them to release like streaming numbers and DVD sales.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't even think this got a theatrical release. I thought it was just a straight.
Yeah, same. I was gonna say I thought it was like a sci-fi thing.
They had a total of 6 screens altogether that they released it on.
I got 3 fun facts. Unless Sean, do you have any, or Waterboy, you still have some?
Um,
Oh, you.
yeah, I'm good right here. Well, actually, Martin was actually in a couple movies. Actually, he was in Friend Request, which was another little horror type
Oh God,
movie.
I saw that.
And then
yeah, I think
World Trade Center, which was with what was his name?
I remember
Drawing a
that.
blank on his name, but yeah, that was a big movie as well.
All right. So the 3 cool facts. I love when like not that I know this director, but he made a cameo in it when during the bar scene when Danielle Harris, Belle is singing like that song "Where Did You Sleep Last Night" or "In the Pines," whatever you want to call it. Jim Mickle, the director, was actually in that scene playing the banjo. So the director was in that. Second cool thing I really thought about this is Mr. Nick DeMisi. He actually co-wrote the script too, which I thought was pretty badass. That never mind, he did an awesome job. He actually was a co-writer.
That's
And
awesome.
my
writer, that might be a reason why he played that character so damn good.
so good,
Yeah.
100%. When I saw that, I'm like, oh wow, no wonder why this dude killed it. Like this dude co-wrote the script. And my favorite, this one, I just love this one so much. So we all know someone in this movie was in the Halloween franchise. Did you know that there was 2 people in this movie that in the Halloween franchise?
I did not.
I feel like it's the guy in the town that got bit.
It was someone in town, but listen to this. Ready? So obviously, like we'll just say it, Danielle Harris, like Jamie Lloyd, like Halloween 4, Halloween 5. Like her character was in 6, but she died, but it wasn't Danielle Harris. Anyway, the quick scene where we see them in town when there is the girl doctor checking them out. She played a Strode member. She was Kara Strode in Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. She had like the little son.
Yeah.
And if you remember that movie, Jamie Lloyd dies in that movie. It's not Danielle Harris, but I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be like cousins or something. So crazy Halloween connection. We have one of the main stars of The Curse of Michael Myers in like a cameo for, what was that, like a 1-minute cameo, if that,
Yeah.
like being a doctor.
That's crazy.
But that's what I got. I thought that was really
Can we try to do that with like the next set of horror movies? Can we try to tie every horror movie back to the Halloween franchise?
right. Like when I saw that, I was like,
that'll be our mission, to tie every single movie.
Now, I don't have any fun facts, but I do have things that I saw in the movie that I relate to other movies. Like you said, when they used the vampire teeth as currency,
mhm.
first thing I thought about was that Netflix movie. What's it, Bite? With Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
haven't
the
seen it.
newer
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It came out like last year,
Right.
2 years ago.
Yeah, they like pry out their fangs, and however old they are, the more valuable they are. So
Mhm.
I thought that. The hell else? Another like open-ended, like use your mind to think of things, like a baby scene. When Mister hangs up the necklace and takes off,
Mhm.
there's multiple factors that we don't know. Is he bit? Did he get a scratch? Is he
Yeah,
sick? Like, is there something internally wrong with him? Like, we never see him coughing up blood. We never see a scratch mark, a bite mark, nothing like that. Like, maybe internally,
That's one of the things. He
cancer
is in the next movie.
like, trained Martin so hard to like keep him alive. So like when
Mhm.
Mister had a feeling like his time was up, that he would just
Yeah.
go away.
Yeah.
But I love the imagination that you get to use watching this film.
Same.
100%.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So anything else? We'll just wrap this up.
We'll wrap this up.
I think we are good. That about does it for the movie.
What's the next? Sorry, episode 3. What's the next movie we're doing?
Haunt 2019
I would say it was new.
minutes. Like this movie, dude, I put it on as I'm bored. It's almost Halloween. I want to watch something I haven't watched before.
Yeah.
I put it on like hoping it was good, and it smashed it out of the park.
Incredible.
Eli Roth?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Like, dude, Haunt and Stakeland, can you imagine the type of movie we would have gotten had they even had like a $2 million budget?
Oh,
Oh my
it's
gosh,
just
it would've been-
ridiculous. Like every single person would know Stake Lane. It would be on everyone's list of like just incredible badass like vampire movies.
I mean, just think of like, how Paranormal Activity, like how much they only spent, like what, $10,000 on that movie?
It was
yeah,
all
they made, like, it was like record setting or something.
got
Yeah.
a whole franchise out of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week. Haunt.
Another
Backstab
Justice
slash.
League.
Oh,
Another Justice League. Let's go.
let's go.
Let's go.